Good afternoon from wherever you're watching us from. This is Chan 2024 analysis on TV47. My name is Fred Arocho and welcome once again to the show. And I'm not alone in the show. I am with former Kenyan international Innocent Mutiso. Mchezaji, mambo vipi? You're good?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Before we move to our running order today, I'd like us to discuss something off the cuff. I'm seeing a lot of happiness in the country. What does this mean?
Well, football brings people together. We saw in previous AFCON championships when Cote d'Ivoire hosted it. Remember there was a war in northern part of Cote d'Ivoire, and there was the AFCON continuing in the country. And Didier Drogba had to go to the border and calm the rebels down. And when he went there, they listened to him and they stopped the war, and the tournament went on smoothly. And that is what is happening right now in the country. We know the political turmoil that was there just before the Chan Championships, and right now it's like everyone has forgotten that we were destabilized by those protests, and right now everyone is converging from all political sides, from all guys are tribeless. We've seen every person, every tribe in Kenya, they are converging at Kasarani Stadium, going to cheer on their boys. And that's what we want. Football has brought people together. We've forgotten all the hula baloos, all the behind the scenes fracas that were happening. And right now, everyone is focusing on Harambee Stars, what the president is trying to do. And I'm glad what the president has done right now. He has opened a can of worms, and not negatively, positively. Because
so positive can of worms.
It has positive can of worms, definitely. Because from next season for the FKFPL league, which is starting for the 2025-2026 season, we will see guys. We'll see the games being so much competitive, because everyone will want to play for Harambee Stars because of the incentives that the president has brought on. And we saw even the president congratulating the team, the volleyball team, under 20 team that won the championship in Northern Africa. He congratulated them, and I'm sure once they touch down in Nairobi, they will go straight to
There'll be something for them.
There will be something for them.
On the flip side, CAF is sanctioning us. The first match that we played at Kasarani, we had issues. There was a sanction. The second match, also there was issues. And now, CAF is even reducing the number of the fans that can attend a match for Harambee Stars. In fact, last night, they talked about 60%. Only 27,000 fans are going to be allowed at Kasarani. Surely, don't you see that we are looking at the both sides of the coin?
Yeah, definitely. And what should happen, I think Kenyans should have civic education. All the radio stations, all the TV stations, they should be funded so that they have civic education about going to the stadium. When you don't have a ticket, why should you go to the stadium? And also, I have a very good idea.
Don't you think that we also have a national duty to keep peace? Because for example, look at what happened at Kasarani. Guys brought down the gates. Look at what happened at Nyayo Stadium. Somebody just wakes up and opens the basketball court. Yet they know very well that is a condoned area. Certain things I don't think you need to be told.
There are certain things like that which are not supposed to be taught. As long as the Chan have cordoned off that area, at least 1 kilometer all round, 1 kilometer radius, that basketball game should not have happened, because you know, the concentration was on the football match, not the basketball match. And also there was a bar just right next to the stadium, and there was music all over. So guys should be taught the repercussions of it, because right now I don't know if you are learning the lesson, because the sanctions have already come, the fines have already come, and we should have learned from the first game, the DRC game, the repercussions that come about when we break some of these regulations and some of these protocols. And that's a breach of security, especially that basketball match. That should not happen, and I hope that's a lesson learned.
Well, it's our national duty as Kenyans to keep peace as we go to watch this match. Something also came up during the press conference today that was done by Hussein Mohamed, the FKF president. I also saw Nicholas Musonye, the LOC chairman. They're talking about if you don't have a ticket, stay at home. And they're also trying to think of having designated areas where guys could watch football. Is this thing really practical, going by the security situations around our stadium?
It is practical. They should just put up those screens at designated areas where there's an influx of people. Like in the CBD, they should put them there. In Madare, in Kibra, around Babadogo, they should put in and around the stadium, they should put those screens so that the ones who do not have tickets, the ones who have not managed to enter the stadium, they can watch the game comfortably on those screens, because they will feel the atmosphere when they are there, when they've converged there and they're supporting the national team. That's all we want, because the atmosphere will still be there. If there's a huge crowd, the atmosphere will still be there at the stadium. Right now, I really hope that we've learned our lessons. Now,
for the playing unit, let's now move over to the playing, let's move the conversation to the playing team or the playing area. Initially, we had 43,000 fans.
48,000.
They reduced it to 43. The 3 matches that we've done 43,000. Do you think the players will be affected in any way? Because now we're having even fewer fans in the stadium.
No, I don't really think it will affect, because even 27,000, they can still make a noise. They can still bring up the atmosphere in that stadium. And also, remember, there's the extra incentive because we saw the president yesterday raise the winning match allowance to 2.5 million to each player, and even the technical bench. So the motivation is still there, the inspiration is still there. And right now, those players are high on confidence, because they know if they top the group, then the quarterfinal matches will be played here in Kenya. So the boys are still confident that they're going to go and win that match. Yesterday, I was so impressed by what the president did. I saw for the first time the national team captain of Harambee Stars, Abu Domar, was seated right next to the president. The other side, it was the FKF president, Hussein Mohamed. And that is what we want right now. We want a conducive environment that has been put up by the federation and working in tandem with the government of the day. When we have that, then things will move on very swiftly. If there's anywhere that the government needs to push or do something, then the federation is right there to advise the government, and that's what we want. If there's cohesion between the government of the day and the federation of the day, then the results, the performances will improve.
So in a nutshell, what you're trying to say is that you feel that the current regime has brought some kind of
there's political goodwill
with the government.
We have right now, the president, Hussein Mohamed, has political capital. He has social capital, because the masses have accepted him. They have embraced him. And we've seen the standards that have been set. Since the match against Gabon, then the derby, we've seen the way the fans had missed seeing their national team. And I understand the fans who are going to the stadium without tickets. I understand them, because it's been around 3-4 years. They've not seen the national team. They've not cheered the national team inside Kenya. So they had missed seeing their star players on the pitch. You know, most of the players, they just come in and around, either, if not from the village, they just come from some of the slums areas, because that's where football is. And right now, we've seen grassroots football is on the up. So they're going to see their relatives, they're going to see some of the star players in the estates, and going to the stadium. It does not affect the playing unit right now, because they're high in confidence because of the conducive environment. And the federation of the day, kudos to them. And the president also for doing a good job.
Well, Innocent Mutiso believes that Harambee Stars are still going to feel the heat, also positively from the fans, even with the reduction of the capacity at Moi Kasarani. Now, this is where we involve you. This is where we'd like to bring you into the conversation. Our number, tupigie simu, we'd like you also to give us your opinion. Do you feel that Harambee Stars will not be affected by the reduction of the capacity at Moi Kasarani. Initially, it was 43,000. Now, CAF has reduced it to 27,000 simply because of the problems that we've experienced in terms of protocol at Moi Kasarani. Tupigie simu, the number is down, scrolling down on your screens. Is on your screen. Tupigie simu kama ungependa kuweza kuwasiliana nasi. Tuchangamke, you tell us what you feel about that reduction and of course our national team, Harambee Stars. Well, Mutiso, something is also happening in Uganda. The Uganda Cranes are back. They won their match yesterday, and I'm seeing Uganda, regardless of what has happened in the stadium, because we had a lot of skirmishes, people invaded the stadium. There was a young guy who invaded the playing area. What do you think of Uganda, the resurgence of the Uganda Cranes?
I'm glad they joined the party of the Pamoja East Africa bid, and right now they're topping the group. Look at it.
Mutiso, just hold it there. Dante from Eldama Ravine, unatupata?
Nakupata.
Mambo vipi Dante?
Kwanza mimi niko na furaha sana.
Kwa nini una furaha baba?
For the first time in many years,
ndio,
the spirit of football is back in this country.
Unasema kwamba joto iko mpaka hapo Eldama Ravine?
Mpaka kwa makucha. Mpaka nyanyangu squeeze anapika mapema kuwatch game ya Harambee Stars.
Pia yeye lakini pia unasikiza ndani ya Radio 47, si ndio?
Sana.
Asante. Hebu tupe maoni yako.
Mimi nataka kwanza nishukuru wa Kenya sana kwa sababu the spirit of football is back. We are behind our team. Despite the fact that tumekuwa reduced to 27,000. Sisi hata ile spirit yenye tunawatch hapa nyumbani itafanya Harambee Stars inabeba hii CHAN.
Asante sana.
So CHAN ni sisi na Harambee Stars ni CHAN.
Aya, fans ni sisi na Harambee Stars ndio CHAN.
Kabisa.
Asante sana. Salimia jamaa hapo Eldama Ravine.
Aya, asante.
Hata wewe mtazamaji unaweza kuwasiliana nasi. Nambari yetu ya simu kwa sasa, tunataka tupate maoni yako. Mutiso, Uganda Cranes, jamani.
Wow.
Resurgence of the Cranes.
They dusted themselves off and they won 2 games in a row. And right now they are topping that group with 6 points. We all thought that Algeria, after beating them 3-0, that they will go on and make it difficult for everyone else. But we saw what South Africa did, and South Africa drew 1-1 with them. And right now Algeria finding themselves in second position with Niger. Niger are on 0 points, and Guinea, they are occupying 4th place. And right now the battle is between South Africa, Algeria and Uganda. I'm glad Uganda have joined the party right now. They are topping the group just like Tanzania, just like Kenya, and I'm happy for them. And if their next game, if they beat Niger and South Africa beat Guinea, then Algeria will be in a very precarious position. And for Uganda, I really hope that they top that group, because their fans, they need to see their national team playing in the quarterfinals in their own country.
Well, you need also to call us. Mtazamaji, tupatie maoni yako. Kuna simu kutoka Kitengela, Mololo, if I'm not wrong, kutoka Kitengela. Mambo vipi? Nani, sema, tupatie maoni yako.
Sisi tuko nyuma Harambee Stars.
Harambee Stars.
Na tuko nyuma Radio 47.
Na wewe unakujaga uwanjani ama wewe unapiga tu kelele huko Mlolongo?
Kujaga uwanjani bwana. Kujaga uwanjani bwana.
Yaani wewe ni Sofa Set FC? Wewe unakuja uwanjani?
Wanakuja huko ndani, lakini sisi ni watu wa IBK Football Club.
Harambee Stars hoye.
Hoye.
Asante sana. Wewe pia mtazamaji, tupigie simu popote ulipo, tuipatie timu yetu ya taifa nguvu, tuwapatie msukumo wanapocheza dhidi ya Zambia siku ya Jumapili. Well, Mutiso, we were talking about Uganda, and I hope that my director kindly we can have the standings of the Group B, that is where Group C, sorry, where Uganda is currently showing what they do best in the pitch. Everybody, in fact, including me, the moment that Uganda lost against Algeria, but many were saying that the standards, when you compare Uganda and Algeria, the standards are way apart. But we are seeing something from
yes, they are way
the
apart. And I think it showed in the first match where Uganda were left helpless after being beaten 3-0, and there were very wonderful goals from Algeria, playing very beautiful football. But then again, Algeria right now have a game at hand over Uganda and also over Guinea, because both those teams, Guinea and Uganda, have played 3 matches each. So South Africa are on 2, Niger are on 2, and Algeria also are on 2. So that group, right now, the permutations of getting out of that group, you can see Uganda are on 6 points, Algeria on 4 points, South Africa on 4 points, and Guinea on 3 points. But you can see Algeria and South Africa have a game at hand each. So the permutations in this group, they are very tricky right now, but I'm glad that Uganda are still topping the group. Now, if Uganda gets something from that game against South Africa, because remember, before this CHAN, there was a game that Uganda, in the qualifiers for World Cup, Uganda played against South Africa home and away, and they were beaten in both legs. So Uganda have to be wary of South Africa because they have an onslaught. I saw that game, that game, South Africa, when they beat Guinea, and they have very good players, especially their top striker is called Kutumela. Kutumela had a goal and an assist in that game. He was the man of the match. So this Uganda side has to be very wary. Yesterday, the coach of Uganda, Paul Put, former Harambee Stars coach, he said that the armband for Okello, it was too heavy for him, and he did not show the prowess that he has. He took the armband from him, he gave another player, and we saw what Alan Okello can do when he's not under pressure. And yesterday, he scored a goal, a very wonderful goal, and also an assist. So going forward, this is a player to watch out for.
Well, another call from Athi River. Nani mwenzetu kule Athi River? Halo.
Hello, Arocho.
Safi kabisa, waitwaje na habari ya Athi River?
This is Ken from Athi River. Yeah?
Karibu sana Ken.
Harambee Stars, we are very proud of the team.
Sema Harambee Stars hoi kwanza bwana.
Harambee Stars hoi. And then I can say, I think this time McCarthy has got the tactical process very well. I think it shocked us that he can do 6 changes on the first 11 and the team still performs. I think we've never seen that even in English Premier League.
Let me ask you a question. Just before that match against Morocco, when the lineup was presented, were you confident that Harambee Stars was going to win? Having it in mind that the likes of Austin Odhiambo, was not in playing the first 11, yet he was our best scorer.
I was not confident. In fact, I was telling my friend that we are going to lose like 3-0 or something, because I've never seen a coach making 6 changes in the first 11 team.
Yes.
And still proceeds to get the game right. I think this time the tactical is working for us, and the coach has grasped that one very well. And I think I can also comment on the young man from, is it Tusker or Ogam?
Yes, yeah. Ryan Ogam.
Yes. He did it very well, and I think he showed what he's made of. I think last season, because I'm a big supporter of AFC Leopards, I remember that young man, what he did in the first leg of the games of the Kenya Premier League, and then he got an injury, but managed to be number 3 without having not played half of the season. I think the young man did us very well. But I think on the midfield, we have a very sharp guy by the name Manzur. He's not, ni kama wa Kenya tunamsahau kidogo.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ken from Athi River. And tafadhali, tufike uwanjani to make sure that our boys are given that support that they need. As we proceed, Senegal is also having another fixture against Congo. These are the defending champions. And we are not seeing that defending champion kind of attitude in them. What's happening with Senegal?
They won their match against Nigeria.
But not convincingly.
It wasn't convincingly. I saw the match, and it was very cagey. You know, both teams are, it was a West African derby, and you know what you get from derbies is the team that scores the goal carries the day. And it was a very cagey affair, and that is why we saw again the goal late on towards the end of the match. And this game against Congo, it will not be a litmus test because they've played against Congo the past 4 times, 2 World Cup qualifying matches, and also they've met in 2 AFCON qualifiers where Senegal have won 3 times and they've been 1 draw in the African, in the CHAN Championships in 2016. And if they beat Congo, then they have 1 foot in the quarterfinals, because that group we know very well, they have only 4 teams.
Okay, as we proceed, the other match, this is another nutcracker. Sudan is playing against Nigeria. Nigeria lost against the defending champions. Do you see them making past Sudan, who is also not another pushover?
Well, head-to-head between these 2 teams, they have played 4 times, and Nigeria has won 3 times. The latest, and Sudan have won once, the latest being the last African AFCON matches in 2022, where they beat the Sudan side 3-1. But then again, that is the AFCON. They had foreign players in that team. This one has only local players. So it will be a very good match to see, considering that Sudan drew their first match against Congo, where they scored an early goal in the 26th minute, and Congo tried to make it as tight as possible, and they equalized in the 86th minute. So Sudan, we can see that they don't have concentration towards the last minutes of the match, and that is something that Nigeria can pick up on and maybe beat this Sudan side, because the 2 teams from that group, they're very strong. If Senegal and Nigeria get off from that group, then the quarterfinals will be something to watch out for, and because it will be very, very entertaining.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have another match that is coming up. That is Algeria are going to play in Nairobi because there'll be a concurrent match in Kampala. This shows that one team from one of the groups is going to play their matches in Nairobi, the last match that will run concurrently. What do you think about that? This shows that irrespective of what has happened, CAF still believes that Kenya is the best destiny.
You know, at this point last year, we did not know if we'll host these CHAN championships, because every time the CAF inspection team or logistics team used to come to Kenya, they'll find us not ready, and they will take us back to the drawing board. And I'm glad that the government of Kenya came in and tried to do something to make us prepare well enough and be ready before the next deadline, the final deadline, because we were seeing that this tournament again, it will slip from our hands, just like in 2018 with the previous regime. But then again, the government of the day worked very well with FKF to get us ready. And right now we are ready. We have 2 stadiums which are very much ready. So that game against Algeria, definitely they didn't take that match to Tanzania. They did not take that match to Zanzibar. It shows the preparedness that this
and the
confidence that they have in Kenya.
As you wind up, your red card?
My red card goes out to the ones who opened, again, the ones who opened the gymnasium at Nyayo Stadium and had that basketball match, and also the ones who allowed that club to be opened while a game was going on at Nyayo Stadium. This is my red card for both those people.
To them, not to
them.
me.
To them.
Of course.
Them. Where's the screen? There.
Well, as we wind up, my red card, not my red card, I'm not using my card today. I'm giving my green card to Bahati and Umurua. They had a pledge for Harambee Stars. Bahati, Mwanamziki, you pledged to give 1 million to the players. You've not redeemed your pledge. The president redeemed his pledge. I'm hoping that before Kenya plays...
I think he went.
He redeemed?
I think he did.
No, I've not seen. I talked to the players time and again. Before they broke camp yesterday, they had not received their 1 million from Bahati. That's what I mean. So Bahati, a green card to you. Good job you're doing. But please, redeem your pledge that you gave Harambee Stars, the 1 million ulisema utapatia vijana. Thank you very much for watching Chan 2024. Kesho kama kawa, papa hapa, mida ya saa 7:30 hadi saa 9 ni Chan na ni Harambee Stars. Thank you very much. Keep watching.